Hi guys, welcome back to the Casual Investor Podcast. Adil Hamzah here, your host for this podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Casual Investor Podcast and your DM in the Casual Investor IG. I appreciate every one of you sharing all your thoughts and feedback with me, and some even share some good stories, feedback that you really love, certain contents that I post for the past few months. Yeah lah. I mean, I not nothing much, but sometimes I have these feelings on just post it to make it the page itself, the IG page itself, to be more entertaining. Sometimes it's so bored when we talk about always investing and whatnot. So today I'm going to talk about what we call this. There's an issue, not issue lah actually. I just want to share about my experience whereby the other day we were talking about me and baby mama were talking about how our marriage, no, not how our marriage, our post, what we call it, post divorce, and I can relate to certain cause whereby certain of my friends also going through this, certain of my single mom friends also going through this, whereby there are times whereby they have these thoughts of what we call this anxiety, something like that, yeah, anxiety and whatnot, and then they are just too stressed and they are just all of a sudden mentally shut down, and it gonna cause a lot of what we call this unreasonable thoughts that comes through into their mind, whereby it's quite, I can say it's quite if it's going to prolong, it's going to be very dangerous for them lah. So for my experience, I can say as a single dad, I overcome this in the stage of whereby the marriage is rocky, and I came by this issue. I don't have any anxiety, I don't have any suicidal thoughts and whatnot, but I'm lucky that I'm not that lucky, I can say. In a between of lucky and also I know how to dabble with my feelings at a point of time whereby when at the peak whereby I tell myself that I want to be the best of the best to serve my family. But eventually, if that doesn't happen to me, I know how to maneuver and I know how to shift myself and adapt myself with the situation that I think it doesn't suit for me anymore, then I have to walk away, for the best of everyone. So when there are point whereby certain of my friends also going through mentally depression, with the kids, with absent father and whatnot, and I don't want to be like that in my ex-wife position, whereby I heard a lot of stories that she really shared with me, and I can't be sharing this with you guys because it's personal and it's between me and her. But what I can say is, as me being a single father, the best that I can do for my kids is to be there whenever my ex-wife need. Going through things alone is really not a joke. Okay, I know men's out there, try to be there for your ex-wife if you can, for the kids especially. Sometimes when you are not good in wealth, you can always find ways to support in terms of to be there for the kids. Because why the kids, at the end of the day, when you divorce, the kids are gonna be the the bridge between you and your ex-spouse. They are gonna be your bridge. They are gonna be your happiness. They are gonna be your support in every terms that you're gonna do. So to be play fair, guys out there, please, single father out there, please take more responsibility. I mean, if you think that you are not really suitable to get married yet, please do not. Frankly speaking, for me, I am not ready. I tell myself that because I haven't fixed my financial yet. As long as people will say financial, but to me it is financial. It is the key to everything, because why? When you say happiness also can be everything, yes, but sometimes with situation like this, it can enlighten a lot of aspect. Okay, people will say, I mean, like, I can't be speaking for all of you here listening to my podcast or my video here. certain things, from what I see, from what I really look into, sometimes financial, yes, is the first. Second is all about moral support lah. If you don't have the financial to support your ex-spouse, the least that you can do is be there to be extra kind to help one another. Like for me, to be honest, my financial is not that strong for now, but I still try my best to cater to what any ever reason that my ex-wife need for me to be there for the kids or what. But of course, there are certain reasons. Sometimes I can't be there for her at 100%, but you can always replace with certain things. Let's say, for example, you can take the kids this few weekend, I mean like for the past weekend, but you can cover up it with maybe bring them for a walk, whenever you're free on the weekdays. After the school, bring makan or something like that, then after that you can just go back to the mom place or the father place, whoever that holds the what we call this care and control. So to be fair, you can't be 100%. I can't be only for women, but I can speak for men. I also have friends that guy friends whereby single dad that handling few number of kids. So I can see this kind of determination whereby both parents need to really come together and help one another lah. Sometimes, yeah, if you really can't negotiate through text, then it's best you meet up. If sometimes you cannot meet up, best you talk on the phone. There are a lot of possibilities whereby you can communicate. Communication is very important lah for me, I think, because being post divorce is never been easy, especially when you are going through things by yourself. Number one. Number two, if let's say one of the party not cooperating. Number three, if let's say you see the other party is not cooperating, okay, and then also have another what we call that, girlfriend or boyfriend coming into their life, and there you are spending a lot of money with them compared to the kids here where you don't give a damn about them. This kind of thing is really shitty to me. It's not fair because kids are growing up, they know who are with them at their lowest. So in the future, if they don't look forward to either the mom or the dad, whoever that is holding the care and control on the opposite side, who doesn't always give the proper attention, are not there during the kids up and down, you got to be prepared that the kids won't find you one day. And based on experience, a lot of my friends are certain of the kids are don't care about their dad already, don't care about their mother already. So because the presence of them is not there for them, I think it's unfair lah. So you don't blame the other opposite party whereby, oh, it's because you don't like the kids to be with me at certain period of time, and sometimes there's a lot of reasons is sometimes your ex-spouse also don't want you you know to give you the access of the kids, is because maybe you are not well prepared yet in terms of maybe home, maybe financial, maybe you are too messy with your life. For the safety of the kids, for the safety of the kids, of course your ex-spouse know better than you. They have been there living together for many years, or maybe a few months or so, I don't know, but yeah, many years. Of course, if you yourself are not investing into yourself, you are not showing yourself that you are capable of looking after the kids, of course your ex-spouse or the opposite party that was holding the custody will have doubts with you, that you have no capabilities of looking after the kids. You need to show that you have a safe comfort zone, you have a safe place for the kids to live on, you have safe place to even cater for the kids needs and whatnot. Then you will, I mean, the opposite side will have assurance, for the kids, that is to ensure that the kids is safe and whatnot. These are things that when you say that, oh, I give money, but I don't get the kids to let the kids to see and whatnot. Another issue whereby mothers, what these are some of the mothers that I heard from, not my friend, but a friend of friend. Lucky my friend is not like that. a friend of mine that saying that dia tak kasih duit apa, aku tak boleh kasih jumpa lah. You know, this kind of mentality also is sometimes I say it depends on situation, not all, okay, not all. Dia tak kasih duit lah, buat apa nak kasih jumpa anak-anak, okay. This also mentality is also wrong, okay. It's also not fair. Like I say, if the guy not creating any trouble, not making you so difficult in life, you just let them see. The only way for me, I think, based on my experience, last time my dad doesn't give any amount of money to us to to get to supply on our necessity and whatnot. So the only thing that my mom will did is to let the kids go over to my dad place, which is us, and then we from there we start to ask him for things for stationaries, for book, for everything, bags or whatnot, and eventually my dad did supply us, so which is good. So I'm not too sure why my dad did not give a fixed amount to my mom. I'm not too sure why. But my mom being smart, she let us go over to my dad place. And from there, we asked for baju kurung. We asked for bag for our preparation for school for next year and whatnot, for and stationery to replenish our stationery and whatnot. So that's the only way that I can say you can use that, as a tips, whereby if you don't let them, if they never give, the opposite party didn't give you accessible, the income, the maintenance, you give accessible first. I think from there is reasonable. If you report to the superior, I mean to the court regarding this, it will be very messy. If you, as a guy also, you need to commit lah. See, a lot of things that need to be balanced here. I mean, yeah, for me, if I really can't afford, I will say I can afford. If really I can't reimburse on the spot, I will say I will reimburse end of the month when my salary is in. Fair enough. I don't like to have I don't like to have any trouble. I don't like to have any complication. I like to make things easy. I like to make things easy, simple, and my ex-wife also is very simple type of lady, and can go things with go with the flow. If I really cannot afford, I say cannot afford, and then I will give some replacement or suggestion whereby maybe you can look into this or that. Maybe from there, things I do have certain months that I have very tight budget. Just to share with you, I have months, I think somewhere last 2 months in June, whereby I told baby mama that I have this certain amount of money in my bank. Do you need any necessity for the kids, whereby it's really at the verge at the end of the month. So she asked me to replenish certain what we call it, needs for the kids. I think pampers, if not wrong. So I told her there are a few pampers, laundry what we call that, soap, and also milk bottle, if not wrong. Yeah. So I asked her which are the most important that you need within this 3 or 4 items. Then she said pampers. Then I say, okay mama, I will transfer, no, I will buy for you and ship over the pampers, and then the remaining I will replenish it for you end of the month. So I think that is reasonable lah. I mean, you know your ex-spouse very well. So if you know that they are being reasonable, take the opportunity to be reasonable, at least contribute some. If you really cannot, if you really cannot afford to pay the entire thing, at least minimal 1 or 2 items, okay? Or maybe you cannot afford the other thing, you cannot afford anything at all. The least you can do is maybe ask her to, maybe if you have money, you can use your money first, or maybe on your side, you go and borrow a few money, like maybe $50 or what. Just fulfill your responsibility, because this is your responsibilities. There are days that, if let's say you are not doing well, you have friends that you can borrow $50 just to buy pampers for your kids. I mean, for your kids, come on. If you really cannot make it, I mean, at least you try. Don't avoid yourself from not doing any, fulfilling your responsibility as a father or mother, to the kids. It's not fair lah. Please be reasonable. You know that this thing, if you don't want it to be end up with court, it will be leceh for you. Then the minimum that you can give, at least you give. You know, you cannot afford, then you tell you cannot afford. What's so difficult about it, right? You know, just do it on text. When people text, reply. Don't never reply. You know, aku geram je part ni. Ah. No lah, I'm not canon anyone. I'm not canon anyone or what, but it's reality. This thing is reality. Sometimes you want to avoid from things that you cannot afford to pay, or maybe you cannot afford to even give the bare minimum. Just reply, say the truth. Okay, there's nothing wrong with saying truth. I'm sure the opposite party, your ex-spouse, tak kira laki ke perempuan, tak kira your ex-husband ke your ex-wife, they will understand. They akan faham. They will understand if you really care, mommy, daddy, ataupun I cannot afford this and that for this month, maybe I will pay you back, something like that. Use your money first. Aku dah kasih kau example, apa susah lagi, ha? Say, this kind of thing. Okay, these are the parts that I think you need to think back lah, you guys lah. Okay, that's all I want to say. There are more I'm gonna say in the next podcast, so these are just bare minimum. Okay, with that, thank you so much again. I appreciate every one of you that listening to this podcast video and whatnot. Please support me. This podcast is not sponsored. Okay, this podcast not sponsored, but I have business that I did, which is handyman services, whereby you can contact me if there's any, you want to do some installation, dismantle of from kitchen to your living room to your bedroom to your toilet. You want to install anything got to do with fittings like, toilet accessories and whatnot. I'm looking at my toilet accessories. You want to fix things from IKEA, also IKEA. IKEA never pay any stop, any what we call that, any sponsor lah. But yeah, you want to install anything, please let me know. You can contact me at 987308861. We can set appointment and date to see site survey and whatnot, and then or you can also contact me at my IG, the Casual Investor IG. I think you all follow, right? From there you can contact me there lah, or you also can go my TikTok lah, Dilby94 also can, or everywhere. With that, thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you listening to this podcast and video. With that, thank you so much and have a good day. Bye bye.